What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a good day. Today I want to talk about something kind of fun. I don't know. It started off kind of fun and then it got me thinking a lot. So, you've read the title. I did accidentally run a 10K. I accidentally ran a 9.15 and then I checked and I had ran 9.15 and I said I can continue and do a 10, and I was really able to continue past that probably, but I've never done anything relatively close to that in my life, and it got me thinking a little bit about a couple of things, and one of them was why I didn't really feel like it was such an accomplishment. Now, as you may or may not know, I was a high-level athlete for most of my life, and running was not, probably is not something that was in my repertoire of things that I liked to do very much. And so up until this point in my life, I think that the most that I ran ever consecutively was probably, I want to say 5K, but maybe I sprinkled in a 6 or something at some point. But really, other than that, like, I had no desire to run more, and I didn't just build a desire to run more. It kind of was just a reflection of everything that I've been doing, I guess. I've been doing a lot of workout classes. The classes are 45 minutes. And so my thinking was kind of like, if my heart rate is that high for 45 minutes doing explosive movements and all those other fun things, then an easy jog for around that period of time is probably something that's quite attainable for me. That very much proved to be true. And so I started just running. I had it in my head. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be sunny and nice out. Maybe I'll go for a run today. I didn't have any classes booked, and I set out to go. Honestly, I thought maybe I would run like 3 kilometers, maybe 5, who knows, but I started running around my neighborhood, and then I ended up going one way down a bike path and coming all the way back. And then when I was getting closer to my house, I was basically thinking, okay, well, I'm not done yet. I feel good. I'm not finished running. I kind of made a game time decision to run the other side of the city. I don't know how to explain that very well with not saying exactly where I live, but essentially there's like a path. It's not a very big city, but I live near the water, and running to the other side of the water and back, I've done it walking before once, and it was around 5 to 6 kilometers. So I knew that in running the first part, like the bike path part and coming back, I didn't know exactly where I was at because I wasn't looking at my tracker. I was wearing long sleeves. I knew I had been running for a while, but I wasn't sure how much. And so then when I got back towards where my house is and decided to go the other way, I knew that I was adding on probably around 5-ish kilometers. Now, did I know if I was gonna run the whole way? No, but I was just feeling up for it, and so I said, you know what? Let's just go. Because it's really not often that I get inspired to run, so let's just go with it and see kind of what happens. And once I decided to do that, I kind of knew that I was going to end up around 9 to 10 kilometers by the time I got back to this side, but I wasn't 100% sure that it was going to be happen. I've never run that far in my life, and I mean, maybe walked a couple times that much, but it's really uncommon for me to do that many kilometers in a day unless I'm visiting around somewhere or like being touristy somewhere. Anyways, so I ran, and let's get one thing straight. It's very much a jog, but see here, this is what I'm already doing it, and it's getting into what I wanted to make the video about, because yes, okay, I'm proud of doing the 10K, sure, but I'm not really that proud of it. And I was really questioning myself on why, because it's so like, it's something that I have never achieved. It's something that I didn't really know I was capable of doing. I finished it and I was very okay. Like, I could have kept going. And so that means that my fitness level is way above where I was even 6 months ago, but for sure a year ago. And that's something that is really cool. What I realized after reflecting and doing a little bit of research is that I have a very destructive habit of minimizing my successes and minimizing just things in general. And the definition of minimization is downplaying the significance of an event or an emotion. And it's a common strategy to dealing with guilt. And so you're like, okay, guilt, 10K, what does that mean? I had to think, because it was very obvious to me that, like, there was one specific reason why I didn't feel like I wanted to celebrate that much doing my 10K, and you know what it is? I stopped to tie my shoe. I stopped to tie my shoe for, I don't know, maybe 6 seconds, like maybe 6 seconds. And because of that, in my brain, I didn't actually achieve anything. And so that's the guilt part, which is so funny, right? And I could sit here and laugh and be like, okay, we're really like delulu. Like, you tied your shoe, it's fine, it didn't affect that you actually did something. But then I got into questioning it more and like researching a bit more about it. And the reason I feel guilty, I think, is because of my perceived definition of success, or my fixed perception on what success is. And then because I have like a clear underlying definition in my head of the one way to do something, so from start to finish, then if there's a deviation from that, it makes me subconsciously feel like I didn't actually achieve it. And so I'm kind of unconsciously, kind of consciously self-sabotaging myself by not wanting to celebrate my achievement, which is a huge achievement for me. If you know me, you know. I don't have to go into detail, but I haven't run that many times in my life. Self-sabotaging, you're kind of minimizing your successes. The way I look at it, from what I know and from the research that I've done, it's repeating habits and patterns that you've learned or been conditioned to do throughout your life, and they become automatic. A lot of time they served a purpose or a function at one point, and now, or like later in life, they kind of tend to hold you back in a lot of ways. And in a lot of ways, it prevents you from feeling happiness, which is something I've been struggling with. And I'm sure I'll make more videos on whatever topics going forward. But yeah, I've just been really trying to feel things. But I've been very like neutral about things. My happiness is not very high, my sadness is not very low, kind of in a neutral phase of trying to uncover what makes me happy, what makes me sad, allowing myself to feel those things. But anyways, yes, so it kind of all ties back to minimizing my feelings. And I think that it's kind of, yeah, an underlying fear of, I don't know if it's an underlying fear of success or an underlying fear of failure. And I tend to lean more towards the success one, but at a certain level, I'm sure it's a fear of failing too. Although I feel like I stop myself more from doing things that are good for me. And so I stop myself from succeeding a lot more than I stop myself from failing. That might be not true. That's kind of how I feel, but kind of like this, right? Or getting on track with my health I guess I really do think it's a fear of success to a certain degree, stopping yourself from doing the steps you need to do in order to succeed. It's obviously like a part of it is procrastination. I'm very good at that. See that one I'm successful at, which is not very good for overall success, but small wins and celebrating our victories is what we're trying to do. So as we move forward, it's important to not get overwhelmed by the question, what would happen if I succeed? Because we don't know the answer, and that's kind of fun. But I think that, you know, maybe that's also like a fear of the unknown is kind of intertwined in there. And something I came across when I was doing some research is that when people have a fixed view of what success is, they tend to become especially anxious and hesitant when they succeed, or when they achieve success rather. But when you have a flexible view on what success is, or on your skills and capacities, you tend to embrace your achievements more. It's very important to remind yourself that success is a result of your hard work, and you can continuously learn and develop for your whole life. And that's something that's really cool. You don't have to have a set definition of what success is. It's not always black and white, and it's really the development and the learning that you're able to do that lead to success, or the continuous efforts that lead to success. And for me, that's so obvious in this situation with my little run, right? It's not really about the run. And so the fact that I had to stop and tie my shoe doesn't really matter, because it's not about what I was able to do. Yes, of course, running a big amount of kilometers, that's like a success in its own, but it's really what got me there. And that's a combination of a lot of different things in the past 6 months that I've been doing. And I've been showing up for myself, and I've been working towards an end goal that I'm not sure what it is yet, but that's kind of the beauty, is I don't have a defined success. I guess that's not the way to say it. I don't have a definition of what I view success to be in terms of working on myself. And I think that it's good to have goals, but to remember that goals are not the only thing that matter, if that makes sense. It's really about the process. Like, if you have, I also read something that is like overachievers have a really hard time celebrating their successes because they're always just on to the next, on to like the next thing on the checklist basically. And in a way I associated with that, because I do think that it's like innately in me to be a high achiever. I did that in sport, I did that in school, I do that in a lot of things. And for a long time I wasn't doing it with myself because of all of these things that we've mentioned, a little bit of self-sabotage here and there. I think it's true that in general I do tend to be a high achiever. And I think that because you are able to do a lot, or because you are able to succeed in a lot of different things or be good at different things, it kind of stops you from celebrating the fact that you are good at those things, or the little things that you've done. And I say little things lightly in this situation because 10K is huge. I don't know that I will want to do it again. We'll see. I didn't plan to do it yesterday, but I just kind of did. But it's not about that. It was really more of the thoughts that came after. Okay, I did this big thing. Why am I not happy about it? Or what's stopping me from celebrating something that should be seen as like a huge accomplishment, I guess? In fitness, in resilience, in just overall health, I think it's a big accomplishment. And logically I know that, but yeah, there's like a block in my brain because of that little like, but you didn't actually do it. You stopped and tied your shoe. You know, just gotta like calm down a little bit over there. It's not that deep. Like, what's better? You continue running and fall and hurt yourself, and then you're out of commission, and all the things you've been doing in the past while to make yourself feel good you can't do anymore because you didn't want to stop to tie your shoe. Like, come on. This is being drama, right? Like, delusional. Delusional. However, it is the way that my brain likes to think a little bit, and I doubt that I'm alone, but it's something that I was forced to kind of analyze, because I was like, okay, this is really nuts. Like, I kept repeating to myself, like, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did that. I did it. Oh my gosh, I feel good. I could have kept going. I don't understand. And I do understand. I put in the work, but like diminishing, it's the minimization, right? I'm minimizing all the work that I've done to get there. I'm like, oh, well, like, okay, I did it. What? Back up. Literally, what are we? March. September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Yeah, like 6-ish months ago, there is less than 0 chance that I would have been able to do what I'm doing. So clearly, I'm making moves forward, and clearly it's something I should be proud of. But because I tied my shoe, none of it counts. I'm sorry, what? It's like the imposter syndrome of being a fit person, or like being functional. I don't know, it's almost as if I don't get to be that for some reason. Yeah, I don't know. Because I'm not a runner, I don't get to be happy that I ran 10K. I don't think that's how it works, right? And I would not say that to anyone else. So, and honestly, it's not, I don't even consciously think that. I'm just like, okay, well, there's a guilt somewhere. Okay, because I didn't succeed in doing exactly 10K. I did the whole thing, but not consecutively, so all of a sudden I didn't do it. Anyways, yeah, it's like a form of, like, it's distorting my thoughts, right? At the end of the day. The delusional side of my brain that has been exposed to very black and white perfection standards decided that I didn't get to celebrate a big achievement because it wasn't exactly perfect to those standards, which makes no sense to the logical brain. But I'm glad that I thought about it and I didn't just kind of let it pass, and I did a little bit of research, and I don't think that I have the answers, but at least I have an understanding of it. And so basically, something I need to work on. But yes, I accidentally ran a 10K and then had a, it's not even a crisis, what would you call it? A realization? Yeah, I accidentally ran a 10K and then realized some things. And that is all for today. And so I don't believe that I will be posting anything more about running, but a couple of really fun things that came out of this. My workout classes are working. I'm feeling good. I really don't feel sore today, even just like a little bit on my calves, but I was expecting to be a little immobile today. Immobile? Anyways, and I'm not, so that's really good. I did some research, I continued learning, and realized that maybe we know that we hold ourselves to high standards, but I don't think that we know how much it manifests in other parts of our lives. And the next time that I stop doing something in order to tie my shoe or anything else, I will think of this and realize that it's really about the journey and the small successes along the way, and it's important to celebrate those. And I hope that I can do this, and I hope that you can do this, and especially if you were exposed to, I don't know, some of the things that I was, or some of the standards, especially, well, I guess they're everywhere, right, in society, but just realizing that success is not linear, and there's not one way to define it. And just because maybe you didn't do something exactly within the definition that you had or have of something being successful, it doesn't mean that it wasn't a success, and it doesn't mean that you don't deserve to celebrate. And so I did a 10K. That's fucking crazy. Woo! Let's like, you know, so like do this, a little bit of this, I don't know. And it's funny, I have a little sign over there and it says, do more of what makes you happy. And clearly when I'm filming and talking, because we know I like to talk, I do have a smile and it is making me happy. And so that's a pretty good indication that I should be doing this more because it makes me happy. And you know what? So does tying my shoe. So I'm gonna keep tying my shoes, okay? And you guys have a great day. I will see you next time. And don't be afraid to challenge what you might have thought success was in your past. And congratulate yourself on achieving even the smallest of things because it really makes a difference. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time.